This is the Sunny Side Up podcast.
Hi, and welcome to episode 11 of Sunny Side Up. I'm Brandon.
I'm Angel.
And I'm Alan. This week, we got a special guest, Darci Lynne.
First ever special guest. I'm really excited about
Well,
it.
you guys have been pretty special. But,
I don't know.
but Darci
Maybe you're
Lynne,
the guest.
She was the winner of America's Got Talent 2 years ago. We'll talk to her. We've got a story about a little kid doing hurricane relief with his Disney World money. Pretty cool. J.K. Rowling is doing some cool stuff. We've also got a really cool school bus driver story and other stuff.
Yeah, well, let's get into it.
Yeah. So where would you like to start? We're talking about the video game story that I didn't mention.
I guess so,
Well,
yeah.
you guys are always talking about video games.
Yeah.
And there's a new study out that video games is actually good for us old people. And I know
And
it's
how
a
so?
relative term, but it says.
Well, there's been studies that video games are good for people of all ages.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, this is like brain training stuff.
Okay.
Like apparently playing video games is good for your brain, Alzheimer's patients, dementia
Okay.
patients, stuff like that, because it makes them think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need that PC so I can start playing World of Warcraft with y'all.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Fine. Did he not? He told me like 3 weeks ago I could start. I got this
He
PC
did.
for you.
Well,
And-
I'm just kidding. It's ready anytime. Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Not that has anything to do with Sunny Side Up.
Anyways, but let's keep going. So video games
Yeah.
helping with things.
Yeah, so do you think I should start playing video games so
Yeah.
I don't lose my mind so quickly?
Sure. I mean, if
Maybe.
it helps, it helps.
Is there any help? That's the real question.
I don't know. I guess
Angel's
we're going to
just
find
laughing
out.
the polite laugh going, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's one thing. But this is what I really want to talk about is kids, because Darci Lynne's still a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And this little boy in South Carolina, Allentown, South Carolina, used his vacation money to go to Disney World. Like mom and dad and this little boy, he's 7. His name is Jermaine Bell, and it was 3 weeks ago when the Hurricane Dorian struck the East Coast and hit the Carolinas, and his road is one of the roads where people were going down to get away.
Okay.
And he was looking out the window and he's like, Mom, Dad, these people, they're leaving with nothing. Like they left their homes behind. And he said, can we use the vacation money to buy a whole bunch of sandwiches and give away sandwiches and water? And so he literally, with all that vacation money, actually paid for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of carloads of people's, just gave them a pit stop along the way.
Well, it's amazing what, kind of food you can get for a little bit of, I mean, we got to imagine how much money they had for the vacation. And they put it all towards that money, and just sandwiches and water really is theoretically cheap in bulk.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
They fed 100 people the very first day, to give you an idea. And his mom's like, look, we're not going to use the vacation money. He goes, no, really, we'll use the vacation money. I'd rather feed these people than go on Disney World vacation.
Yeah. Wow.
It's always kids.
So, Jermaine, thanks for making the rest of us look like heels.
Yeah, exactly, man. Come on. I bet he gets to go to Disney, though. What do you bet?
Yeah.
Mom and Dad said, yeah, we're going to go to Disney World. It may take us another year to save up the money, but we're going to save it again. So
He deserves it after that,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. So what things in the last week's been happening to you all? Things that have been pretty cool.
That have been pretty cool.
Anything pop up? The stories you saw, somebody doing something good? Have you not been looking for the good in people?
You know what? It's work week sort of madness, and I got a race in 2 weeks. That's good. I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't had any seat time.
Destiny went back to school.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
And
there it is.
Yeah.
She said she had a very good day.
Yeah.
So, that's
Destiny's had some health issues. Angel's sister.
She's
For those of
feeling
you
really
that aren't
great
Sunny
now.
Side Up
Yeah.
alums, for the Sunny Side Up brand newbies.
Yeah.
Is that a
So
word?
She's
Yeah.
doing really good.
She's
So, I
doing-
mean, that's a good thing.
Awesome.
doing very great. So
Awesome.
and the recovery time itself seems to me really quickly
Yeah.
for her at least. That's pretty awesome. I mean, having a surgery on your brain is not anything to joke about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's a big deal. And she kind
Back-to-back
of
surgeries is
yeah.
a lot.
So spinal and then brain, and then she's back to it. So
Okay.
yeah, doing good.
All right. Here's something completely out of left field because we
Let's do
got to
it.
talk to Darci Lynne here in a minute.
Yes.
Hidden talents that the general world doesn't know that you have. Because that's what happened with Darci. She didn't know she was a ventriloquist.
Yeah.
She didn't even realize she could sing. Seriously. her friends prodded her, and she started singing, and another friend, actually a mutual friend of ours, taught her how to be a ventriloquist.
Wow. That's nuts. And see, I guess you never really know until you just do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can say about it.
So, Angel, you got any hidden talents? Or talents that other people around you might, well, I didn't know you could do that.
I don't know. I don't really
You
think
created
so.
the Sunny Side Up logo.
Yeah.
Angel did that. So you got some
She's
art
got very
talents.
good drawing talent.
Because you do,
for sure.
You do stuff like, what's the drawings that are? What is the drawings you call? What do you call them?
Talking about anime?
Yeah, anime.
Yeah.
I couldn't think. It was like.
Well, she drew a Little Mermaid
really
in a
old.
night. She drew a Little Mermaid in
Right.
a night for
my cousin.
Yeah,
for her
little
birthday.
cousin.
Her third birthday.
So there you go.
That's cool.
So you got some talent.
Yeah, I mean that's
artistic talent.
That's a big time deal. I can't draw a stick figure to save my life.
Well, Brandon, what's your talents? You got talents. I know what they are. Go ahead. It's your chance to brag a little.
I don't know. What do you mean brag? I didn't. You're the one who brought it up. It's not bragging if you bring it up.
Dude used to be able to play with Kill Switch Engage like he was a member of Kill Switch Engage.
I could still probably do it
if you're a member
if
of
I
Kill
picked
Switch
it up.
Engage, you know who Brandon Clapper is.
Probably.
He used to bug them all
Yeah.
the time.
And see, that's the cool thing about it is that I haven't. The motocross deal, I don't want to say has gotten in the way. It's been really
it's
great.
Just taken over.
It's taken over,
okay.
which is good. And but I haven't picked up a guitar in.
I know.
hate to
Forever.
admit
That's
it.
right.
It's been a while.
But it's there.
I've got
hidden.
a pretty good guitar collection that I'm really proud
Yeah.
of, at least.
Yeah, but
And-
that doesn't take talent. That just takes tenacity.
But it's just dedicating time, and really,
Yeah.
I self-taught, and it just all it takes, honestly, with any sort of talents or anything that you're wanting to do, sit down and do it. Just take the
Yeah.
time, sit down and do it. I did it with guitars. I did it with dirt bikes. I did this all myself. Now, with the help along the way of friends, I met Brett as I was doing this motocross thing, and it helped a lot to meet somebody. So find those people and have them help you, and their knowledge helps you along your way.
Yep.
And only gets you better. And then I don't know if there's no really hidden talents there, though. I don't know.
You
I
broadcast
mean, there may
all
be.
your stuff.
Yeah.
So
I can pop my nose.
that's disgusting. Let's not do that.
I've always wanted to pop my
Hidden talent
nose.
is a weird thing.
But it is a talent. Angel's never seen me pop my nose.
I haven't.
Let's
Should
not.
I?
Nope.
No?
Not okay.
It makes it crack, and it's weird, and it's freaky.
Yeah. I think what we should do is
Let's talk about
Darci.
Darci Lynne. So I had a chance to sit down and talk with Darci about a week ago. I did not know that Gary, a good friend of mine, a good friend of yours, is actually her ventriloquist coach. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Darci Lynne, she, and now I find out, Angel, you know somebody.
Yeah, I went
that's-
to school with her. I believe her cousin.
Okay. We're almost. I bet Darci and I are almost related if I keep digging.
Let's not do that.
If I-
You just
I bet-
don't. There's almost such a thing as called too much digging, and
Yeah.
But that's cool that there's you have mutual things going
Yeah.
on. So
The small world.
So
Yeah.
Darci Lynne won America's Got Talent 2 years ago. She is a ventriloquist. She's a heck of a singer and a talent. And I spent about 3-4 minutes talking with her the other day, and it went something like this. You came from, first of all, I want you to know we did vote for you on America's Got Talent.
Oh, thank you.
My wife and I, Karen and I are huge fans of the show. Saw you just the other night returning to the show. And is it just me, or are the characters' voices just a little bit lower than they were a year or so ago?
No, I think you're right. Yeah, I have definitely grown up a little bit.
Yeah. How are you, Darci? How are you going to deal with that? Are you just going to go for it as your voice changes? Obviously, the character's going to remain the same, but maybe their voice changes just a little bit.
I mean, I would think so, but I guess I'll just try to adjust when that happens. I don't know.
I gotcha. How in the world did you get from Darci Lynne, this girl from Oklahoma, shy, slightly introverted, to like a big-time name now? I mean, big-time, Darci. How did all that come to play?
Well, I just think definitely AGT sent that into motion. I mean, after winning, my whole life just really changed, and in a really positive way, though. I've gotten to do so many cool things. So it's been a great 2 years.
You say AGT changed. Has it changed you personally, though? Are you still the same Darci when you go home at night with the parents? I mean,
Oh, definitely. Like I said, my life's changed, but no, I'm still the same, just Darci.
You don't go home and go, wait a minute, do you not realize I'm that girl on the TV that you should let me stay up later at night?
I wish, but no.
So what do you want to be 10 years from now? Do you see yourself still on the stage doing ventriloquism with the characters, just growing from what you've got? Is that what you want to do for the long haul, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely still want to explore other things too, maybe to record music maybe and write my own music.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really fun. I also like to explore being an actress as well.
Gotcha. Well, you've got the voice, and you got the talent. I'm serious on that one.
Thank you.
So Petunia the rabbit is the diva, and Oscar the mouse is the shy one. Edna's kind of the crotchety old lady. I'll put it that way. Usually with ventriloquists and actors and actresses, there's one of those characters that the actor or actress actually relates to. Are one of the dolls actually you personified?
Actually, I mean, not really, though.
Okay.
I've kind of feel like some of my puppets, a piece of me is put into them.
Mm-hmm.
I have, a lot of different characteristics about me. I feel like some of the things I, put into them, but I don't think necessarily any one of them is completely me, because sometimes the puppets will say or do things that I never say. So a lot of it just from my imagination. But some of their personalities I do think come from a piece of me, but not completely.
I got you. Do you ever get by with using the excuse saying, "Look, I didn't say it, Edna said it"? Does that still work?
Probably not, because everyone knows that I'm not going to court, but I'll have to try that sometimes.
Just say advice that you would have to somebody who's getting started in the entertainment industry is, what advice do you have?
I think my advice would probably just be, if you have a dream and you want it badly and you're willing to work hard, then go for it, because nothing's stopping you.
I got you. You proved that with America's Got Talent. Holy moly.
I am living proof.
Okay, so I'm going to do the rest of the show like a ventriloquist, like this, and smiling like Darci Lynne. What do you think?
Not a good idea.
I don't think our listeners would.
Can you
really
do
love that.
Try it, Angel. Just try it.
I probably can't, because the giant canker sore that's right on my tooth right now.
Brandon, can you do it?
Nope.
Just try
Not
it.
even going to
Come
try.
on.
Do it, Brandon. I can't, so you have to.
Don't lead a limp.
Not doing it.
Don't lead a limp. Don't lead a limp.
Don't lead a limp?
Don't lead a limp.
No, not
I
leading
think
a limp.
I need to talk to Gary, because I think I can do this.
You're showing too much teeth.
Oh, sorry. Okay, too much teeth. Okay, there. Is that better?
You're showing too much teeth.
Too much teeth. Oh, you're supposed
You
to
can't
smile.
ooh your lips.
I know you can't do
Yeah,
your lips.
You can smile while you're doing it.
It's just weird.
Yeah, it's really weird.
So,
I don't know how
Darci-
people did. She probably just cringed at that.
Darci, I know you're watching
away.
this because Darci and her mom promised they'd share this on her Facebook page. Share
So
this.
hi everyone that
Yes.
is coming
So-
from there.
so- Your mom had a great idea. Remember the game Speak Out, where you put the thing in your mouth?
Oh no.
We want to see Darci play Speak Out with us.
Oh,
so that's a personal invitation to
Yeah.
play Speak Out
Darci,
on the
come
Sunny Side Up
come and play.
podcast.
Yeah, we should get you over
We
here.
play game is yeah.
Oh, how brilliant would that be?
Because it's kind of the
Darci?
same thing. You got
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy?
Mouth is stuck open.
To everybody that's watching that came from Darci Lynne and that's here. First of all, welcome.
Yeah.
Second
And we apologize.
of all, yeah, sorry for the craziness,
Yeah.
but this is us. But just realize as this show keeps going, and the more people and the more times you see it, just remember Darci was the first one.
Now
She
we
was
need to
here.
get Gary. We need to get Gary Owen to be the voice of the intro voice of Sunny Side Up, or at least
That would be cool.
he's got this kind
So-
of deep voice.
Well, thank you, Darci, for joining us.
Yeah.
That's really cool, and I just the talents there. It just blows my mind. I don't understand. Honestly, I don't get how somebody could do that. It just doesn't comprehend me.
Keep in mind that I'm looking up some America's Got Talent stuff. Keep in mind that she's only 14 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
She
Which
is
is also
just
crazy.
getting started.
Good for you, Darci.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about it.
Yeah.
I heard about you before even obviously we said, well, we're going to get an interview with Darci Lynne. I knew who that was.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it was big when she was on America's Got Talent.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously still going well. So
Yeah.
Absolutely,
it's a good deal.
Yeah.
But so what are you researching over there?
I'm just looking at past winners of America's Got Talent.
It's not going very well. As you can tell.
Also got a winner of The Voice coming up from no, really.
You see how he gives up on that and then just keeps going on to the other.
It's what happens when an ADD child grows up and has a radio and podcast
Don't
show.
do
You just
that.
keep going from one step to the next. Last year's winner of The Voice, I've got an interview with her coming up too, very,
Great.
very soon.
Awesome. So we can't
Malin
wait for
Jarman
that.
is who that is. Malin Jarman from
Right.
from The Voice.
From The Voice. Awesome.
The last episode.
I remember you guys
last season.
being obsessed with The Voice
I still am.
for the
They still
longest
watch
time.
it.
Yeah.
I still. Yeah.
What about Adam Levine? He's gone. now.
Adam's gone now.
Who replaced
You know
him?
what?
Gwen Stefani came back full time this time around.
Okay.
And
I don't
so-
know, man. After I like Blake Shelton more than I do Adam for sure.
It's the
Yes.
Okie thing. It's because you're from
No,
Oklahoma.
I don't know about that. It's just
But
that he's
got-
more real to me
Yeah.
for sure.
So yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
Kelly
So-
Clarkson is sitting in Adam's old chair, and she's doing the bang-up job of being the antagonist.
She's
to
probably
Blake.
my favorite on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Kelly Clarkson. Yeah, there it is, right there. Can't forget that. Iconic.
Man.
So, well, hey, this has
You got-
been.
we got time for another story?
Yeah, let's do one
Probably,
more
yeah.
before we
20
go.
minutes in or so.
Yep.
So this one's really cool. It's school time, and a Wisconsin school bus driver being praised for a small gesture of kindness that really is going to have this huge impact. Do you remember? I don't remember my first day of school, but I remember a lot of first days of scary things when I was a little
Yeah.
kid. Like when you were really little and you were facing the world alone, you're like, oh my gosh.
Mhm.
So this kid in Wisconsin, Axel Johnson, he's in kindergarten, actually maybe pre-K. He's a little bitty kid, talking about it all summer long. I'm going to get to go to school like the big kids. I'm going to get to school. And Mom's standing there at the bus stop with Axel, and as this little bitty school bus down the street starts getting bigger and bigger and closer and louder and closer till it gets right there, and the doors open
Of course.
up. And he freaks out.
Yeah, lost
Yeah.
it.
Crawling back up
Lost
his
it.
mom's leg. He's going, I'm not going to school. I'm not going to school. And Mom walks him onto the bus. He sits down in the seat right behind the bus driver. And the bus driver reaches around. Her name was Isabel.
Mm-hmm.
She reached around and held his hand. And she said, Axel, what are you afraid of? And so Axel starts telling her all the things he's scared of. And so she starts telling him all the cool things about being a school kid. And how growing up and going to school is cool. So after that very first day of the bus driver making Axel feel good, he digs it every day.
Good.
Stopped
Good.
crying. He
Good
looks, he's
people
out there.
Make the world go
Yeah.
round.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
You know?
He ought to,
Yeah.
you should
Trademark
probably
that?
Trademark that.
Well, it's already out there, so someone's probably
Good
already
people
done
make
it.
the world go round.
They do. They
Yep.
do. Well,
All right.
this was an iconic.
Yeah,
I'm
it
gonna
was.
say, iconic episode of Sunny Side Up. If you're here because of Darci Lynne, again, I'll say it again, thank you. But we have this little thing called After the Podcast. If you're watching, or if you're listening rather, on a podcasting app, also find us on YouTube. Just search Sunny Side Up. You can watch the Sunny Side Up after the podcast episode. And so we just kind of keep going with what we were going on the podcast previously. If not, man, just find us anywhere and everywhere. So we've got an email.
Yeah.
You go ahead
Well,
with that one.
and if you're wanting to be a guest, we've got two sponsors coming up that have signed up to be on the show, and it's growing. And if you want to be a part of
Contact
it,
us.
Look, we're still looking for
We're still looking for
If
the
somebody wants to make us some mugs.
I got a lady working on that too. So,
Really?
storiesandscoopsmedia.com is the parent company. You can reach out to them for sponsorship availabilities. If you want to email me directly, it's sunnysideuppodcast at storiesandscoopsmedia.com.
Yeah, that'll be linked down below if you're on YouTube. If you're listening on one of the podcasting apps, please just find us anywhere on social media, on YouTube. Our Facebook, Sunny Side Up. Instagram, Sunny Side Up Podcast.
Yeah.
Real easy to find us. It's
Yeah.
that same logo everywhere.
Yeah.
And if you're watching on YouTube, then obviously you've seen it. But join us after the podcast coming up on YouTube. And we'll see you then.
Awesome.
See ya.
Bye.
See you. Have a blessed week. See you next time. Where's Brandon? He's not sitting down yet for after the podcast.
He left.
Brandon, sit down. This is after the podcast.
I'm the camera guy. I have to start the camera.
Oh, I see. No, I was lost.
See, if I was really a pro at these things, I would just put them both together.
You need a remote.
I guess you could get, but you know what?
We need an assistant.
The only thing about that though is like, what if it doesn't start when you hit the remote? And then
I'm not cool with that. We're just gonna keep rolling with what I got. How about that?
Okay, so
I'm here.
We could hire an
what
assistant.
Else do you want?
We could hire. What we need to do is like multiple camera angles, like get 2 or 3 cameras.
I want to do that, but then you'd see the rest of our studio room that we've got.
We'll get a bigger studio.
Great. Work on that then.
I would show you a behind the scenes look at the studio, but if you look behind the scenes, there's nothing back there.
There's really nothing back there. This is it. We're not showing you what's behind that curtain. You're just going to have to guess.
Yeah. So
honestly, no, I'm just going to let you wonder.
The Wizard
of
Oz is behind the curtain.
Yep. I've had a dog come in and out of that camera on this show.
Yeah.
So you're just going to have to wonder what's back there. Butts back there.
There are butts back there.
Hey, it's the After the Podcast show. And thanks again to all of the Darci fans here and family of Darci that are here. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Make sure you hit subscribe because you're on YouTube. You're watching the Sunny Side Up After the Podcast, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate you as part of the family. So, yeah.
I was honestly trying to figure out who was going to be the first celebrity that we featured on Sunny Side Up, and I had some stuff saved up. But when our friend Gary Owen reached out to me, I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that Gary was her ventriloquist coach. And Brandon, you and I met Gary a few years ago at a ventriloquism show of all things. Yeah. And
wonder where he would have been at.
He's also got his own production studio and a massive vocal talent.
Mic adjustment.
Did you?
You're good. Keep going. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
They make medication for that.
Listen, it's fine.
Gary's got a massive voice, and so Gary, a shout out to you for setting that interview up.
I wish I had a massive voice.
You kind of do. You got a good voice.
With what? Just a voice?
Your voice. What you speak with.
Your voice is. It really. What's the word I'm looking for?
Resonates. Not really.
Not like Gary. Gary's.
It is.
His is like this right here. It's just crazy. It's like, and yeah.
Yeah. I don't feel like I've got a voice anywhere near that at all.
Okay.
Gary, props to you for having a voice like that.
So, yeah.
That's a true gift that you really just have to be given. I mean,
so
really.
You really, you really think it's creepy that I did the ventriloquism thing in the middle of the podcast?
Well, there's a line in the sand of where the cringe thing starts, and then...
Why was it cringy?
It's just cringe. I don't...
I mean...
I don't know how to explain it. Every son or daughter watching right now, every kid that has the just cringe. They understand.
Yeah, but did
Darci
everybody
understands,
did all the other?
You.
Was it cringy for Darci though?
No,
just you.
It
was just you, because I'm your dad.
Me. Yes.
Is that
okay. Yeah.
No, I'm
sure.
not. I'm not criticizing. I'm not poking
at the
scab.
That's the whole thing of cringe. I think that's where it kind of the origins of cringe probably came from. Is from somebody's dad or mom. Specifically, we're just going to say dad.
Like the whole mom or dad dropping the kid off at school going, I love you, and then the kid going, don't say that.
That's where it starts.
Nobody else in the entire universe cares that.
But that's where it starts.
Yeah.
It's
a cool factor.
I don't know. I don't really care about cool things. I
sure
have to
about
be
that?
cool first to care about cool things.
I'm trying to understand my child, and he won't let me in. He's not going to let me in.
Not working.
So, just going to do the rest of the show as a ventriloquist dummy.
Let's not do that. We talked about this before we started. We're not doing that.
Unless you put your hand in the back of my head, I'm not going to be able to talk.
Good. I think I like that, actually. It's a great idea. That's an absolutely amazing idea.
How'd he get so mean?
I think it's from living with me.
Born that way.
No, it's not from living with you.
I was born this way.
He inherited it or something.
So I don't know, like...
What?
Well, we've talked about, how people get onto The Voice or how people get onto America because America's Got Talent.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how nerve-wracking some of those people really have to feel whenever they're trying out for these things.
Well,
and you've got
it pretty awful.
Yeah, and you got to realize those audition shows don't just happen at the national level. They go through different rounds to get to that.
They have to try out multiple different times.
At different locations across the United States. But what I do know is on the America's Got Talent, well, not the American, but on The Voice, that is, that first audition show is one day.
Yeah.
So for weeks, you'll see the first round where they're picking the talent. That's one day.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
the entire coaching staff sat there from sunup to way past sunset until they finally got their team.
They have all the people they want.
Yeah, and that first day gets stretched out over, I don't know, a couple months' time.
Yeah, it takes
that
a
is
while.
insane to me.
Yeah.
Marketing.
That's
You know how many changes of clothes they have to bring?
Well, no, they don't. It's just one change of clothes because they stay in the same clothes for that first day.
Right.
And you'll see them, and then all of a sudden, when it goes to the next round, you'll notice their hair's completely different. They've even gained weight or lost weight, and they're like, why'd they change? Well, it's because it's actually been a while, because they take the day to pick the talent, and then they got to take the talent and teach them the songs and the stuff and that kind of thing. So
yeah, that's showbiz is not fun. It doesn't sound like.
I even have a good friend whose daughter was on The Voice, and he couldn't even tell me. Cliff, I'm still hurt. Cliff Castile, a friend of mine whose daughter was on The Voice. And
he's sworn to secrecy, man.
And
you can't.
You know how I found out? I'm watching The Voice, and all of a sudden, Cliff Castile is in my living room. And I'm like, what the crap? And I'm always saying this to your mom. I think I know that. And you know, you've heard me. I think I know that person. That person looks familiar. Well, in this case, it was like weird. I'm like, I really do know that person.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was weird. Yeah.
And you probably didn't even know that he was going to be
No,
on
I didn't. That's what I'm saying. He couldn't
They're
tell me.
not allowed to tell you.
They're sworn to secrecy on that whole thing.
Until
That's
they're
so cool.
aired on TV.
Yeah. So,
Wait,
anyway.
I know that guy.
In fact, I actually texted him. I'm like, Cliff, did you know you were on The Voice? He goes, well, of course I knew I was on The Voice. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? I couldn't. So
there you go. I mean, that's how it is. You know how hard that must have been for Darci with her friends. You can't tell them.
Yeah.
Because I know
on America's Got
Talent,
on America's Got Talent, you don't have to keep anything secret because it's usually fairly live.
Yeah.
Almost all of it's live.
Well,
so that's a little bit different.
I can't imagine how hard that would be, like for the voice aspect.
Yeah.
Of keeping that a secret. Because I want to tell everybody. Hey, I was on this national television show.
I interviewed another. Oh my gosh! Now I can't remember her name. She was on Team Blake. She didn't win. But I interviewed her in my studio, and she couldn't tell me. And I'm telling her, man, you're really good. You need to go try this out. And she's like, yeah, I might someday. And the whole time she's already on The Voice while she's talking to me, but she can't say anything.
About it.
Yeah. So,
that's funny. How many times she's probably had to tell people, oh, yeah, someday.
I'm used to girls lying to me my whole life, so it's not a big deal now.
We went there.
No, no.
Well, let's wrap it up. This has been the Sunny Side Up After the Podcast show. Thank you for everybody joining us that came from Darci's.
Darci Lynne rocked. Appreciate you being on our Sunny Side Up show.
Very first guest. Just remember that. She was the first one.
The first celebrity guest.
Yep. So until next week, we will see you on episode number 12 coming up next week. So
Bye.
See ya.